Nico Rosberg has explained Lewis Hamilton's views on Ge0rge Russell. Nico Rosberg has claimed that Lewis Hamilton uses his Mercedes teammate Ge0rge Russell as motivation as he bids to claim his first win of the season at the French Grand Prix. The 37-year-old sits 19 points behind his fellow Brit in the Drivers' Championship, and the 2016 world champion believes that Hamilton won't enjoying being beaten by a team. "I think he does use Russell as motivation," Rosberg told Sky Sports F1. "Especially because he has a young super-fast teammate beside him. And Lewis never wants to come second to a teammate. That is just a giant motivation for him, and he showed that yesterday, because his pace was absolutely awesome. It was Lewis at his best, being 4/10 faster than Ge0rge. He is one of the best of the next generation, maybe the best. From everything we have seen this year, Ge0rge is also definitely a future world champion. What he has extracted from that Mercedes in terms of consistency has been incredible. And also the way he has gone up against Lewis, even in qualifying battles. Remember, it is 6-6, so they are even in terms of qualifying so far. That is really, really impressive. I think Ge0rge does have the potential to be the next #1 driver at Mercedes once Lewis decided to hang up his helmet. So I think for Great Britain there is such an awesome future ahead with Lando Norris and Ge0rge." Mercedes chief Toto Wolff has confirmed there have been talks regarding Hamilton's future, as the 7-time world champion will race in F1 for the 300th time at Paul Ricard. "We talked a few weeks ago about how long a partnership can go, and the figure discussed was about 5 to 10 years, Wolff said. "So I think we can go to 400 races. Someone said you have to win the 8th world title, so why not 10? Rosberg believes that Hamilton is relishing the challenge of competing with Russell, and can see him continuing his racing career for several years. It looks like he's in a good place still and relishing this new challenge of having Ge0rge next to him," Rosberg added. "Because it's still as important as ever to Lewis to beat he's still motivated, so I do see him continuing, why not for a couple more years." In terms of performance, look at Fernando Alonso. He's 40 years old and he's still driving at his very, very best. Hamilton and Russell are set to see changes to their car in 2023, after several complaints made by the two throughout the season. Mercedes head of trackside operations Andrew Shovlin admitted that the car will look different to the current design. "We don't think that just changing our sidepod will change our competitiveness," Shovlin said. "We're certainly not of that mind. Nor are we wedded to saying this is how the Mercedes car must look. From the very early part of the year we're looking at other teams' bodywork, and certainly with a view to next year, looking up and down the grid to see ideas. And it may be that we don't just take another team's idea, we're looking at combinations of different concepts. But it's a gradual process. I think fundamentally our car isn't going to change appearance massively this season, but I'd be surprised if next year's car looks the same."